in the heart of the French countryside, tucked behind rolling hills and dying forests, there lies an abandoned village known only by whispers. St. Elara. Officially, it doesn't exist on any modern map. The roads that once led there have long been swallowed by the earth, and the villagers who live there have vanished without a trace. But one thing still remains. The church of St. Elara, grey with age, leans on the edge of the village like a tired sentinel. Its tall spire is cracked, vines crawl up its stone skin, and its once beautiful stained glass windows are now jagged and hollow. But strangest of all, the church bell still rings. It rings every night at exactly 3:03 a.m. No one rings it. No one lives there, but the bell tolls one heavy clang every single night. Curious, thrill seekers, ghost hunters, and even journalists have tried to capture the moment. Cameras malfunction, watches stop, batteries die, and those who stay past the ringing often don't return the same. It was Halloween night when three friends, Claire, Malik, and Sophie, decided to drive from Bordeaux to find the lost village. Claire had heard the legend from her grandfather, who once served as a priest in the area during the war. He had warned her, never follow the bell. If you hear it, leave before the third chime. Of course, they didn't listen. They reached the edge of the forest late in the afternoon. Sophie, the most skeptical, laughed as they found old milestones and sunken stone paths leading deeper into the trees. It was almost too perfect, the classic setup to a horror story. They reached St. Elara just after sunset. The village was indeed real, a ghost town of crumbling homes and broken wells. No animals, no birds, just silence, and the church stood tall among the ruin, its shadow stretching across the dead land. They camped in front of the church, lit a small fire, and began recording. Claire read an old prayer from her grandfather's notebook, something in Latin that none of them understood. At 3:03 a.m., the bell rang. A low, metallic groan echoed through the village. The trees seemed to shudder, the fire flickered, and then a second chime. That wasn't part of the legend. Malik stood, flashlight in hand, and entered the church despite Claire's desperate protests. "It's just a bell on a timer," he laughed. Inside, the air was thick with coal. Dust floated like ash. The bell rope dangled above, unmoving, but the sound, the chime, had clearly come from within. Then the third chime rang. Outside, Claire screamed. The door slammed shut. Sophie turned, and Claire was gone. No scream, no trace. Inside, Malik saw something moving near the altar, a shadow that didn't belong. It had no face, just two hollow eyes glowing faintly red. It moved without sound, but with terrifying purpose. And then the bell rang a fourth time from outside, and again and again. Claire's voice was heard faintly, calling for help, but it echoed strangely, as if coming from inside the bell itself. Malik tried to run, but the door wouldn't budge. Sophie pounded from outside, tears streaming. When the bell struck the seventh time, the church fell silent. The door creaked open. Inside, Malik was kneeling alone, his hair white as snow, staring blankly at the altar. He never spoke again. Claire was never found. To this day, hikers near that region sometimes hear a single bell toll in the distance, always at 3:03 a.m. Some say it's the wind, others say it's just an old bell on a rusty loop. But the locals warn, if you hear the bell more than once, run, because it's not calling you in, it's calling something out.